Welcome to Red Bob's Political Blogs. And usually I would have a look at poetry or something and I'd recite some poetry and give it a go. This time I'm going to make it perhaps a little bit more difficult on myself. This is a response on Facebook, so let me read it to you. This Facebook comment, so it was a Facebook comment about Jeremy Corbyn and the general elections going viral on social media. Apparently it was initially written as a comment on another post, but was quickly reposted and has been going viral on social media ever since. We have no idea who wrote it or where it came from. If you do know, please get in touch. Here's the comment in full. Tell us what you think below. So this comes from the London Economic. So unfortunately technology is a nightmare, so I'm going to try to write and read it off my phone, but things stick because of ads and all sorts, but I'm going to try really hard here. Here's what I'm really struggling to understand. All I have ever heard from people for years is bloody bankers and their bonuses, bloody rich and their offshore tax havens, bloody politicians and their lying and their second homes, bloody corporations paying less tax than me, bloody establishment. They're all in it together. It'll never change. There's no point voting. And quite rightly so. I said the same things. But then, someone comes along that's different. He upsets the bankers and the rich. The Tory politicians hate him. Along with most of the Labour politicians. The corporations throw more money at the politicians to keep him quiet. And the establishment so genuinely scared of a single person. So the media arm of the establishment gets involved. Theresa phones Rupert asking what he can do, and he tells her to keep her mouth shut. Don't do live debate. He'll sort this out for her. So the media goes into overdrive with, she's strong and stable. He's a clown. He's not a leader. Look, he can't even control his own party. He'll ruin the economy. How's he going to pay for it all? He's a terrorist sympathiser. Burn him. Burn the terrorist sympathiser. And what do? We waited forever for an honest politician to come along, but instead of getting behind him, we bow to the establishment. Like good little workers. They whistle and we do a little dance for them. We run around like hypnotised robots, repeating headlines we've read, all nodding and agreeing. Feeling really proud of ourselves because we think we've come up with our very first political opinion. But we haven't. We haven't come up with anything. This is how you tell. No matter where someone lives in the country, they're repeating the same headlines. Word for word. From Cornwall to Newcastle. People are saying, he's a clown. He's a threat to the country. She's strong and stable. He'll take us back to the 70s. And there's nothing else. There's no further opinion. There's no evidence apart from one Radio 5 interview that isn't even concrete evidence. He actually condemns the violence of both sides in the interview. There's no data or studies or official reports to back anything up. Try and think really hard why you think he's a clown, other than the fact he looks like a geography teacher. No offence, geography teachers, because he hasn't done anything clownish from what I've seen. And you're not on this planet if you think the establishment and the media aren't all in it together. You think Richard Branson, who's quietly winning NHS contracts, wants Corbyn in? You think Rupert Murdoch, who's currently trying to widen his media monopoly by buying Sky outright, wants Jeremy in? You think the Barclay brothers with their offshore residencies want him in? You think Philip Green, who stole all the pensions from BHS workers and claims his wife owns Topshop because she lives in Monaco, wants Corbyn in? No. You think the politicians, both Labour and Tory with their second homes and the alcohol paid for by us, want him in? You think Starbucks paying near zero tax want him in? You think bankers with their multi-million-pound bonuses want him in? And do you think they don't have contact with May? Or with the media? You honestly think that these millionaires and billionaires are the sorts of people that go, oh well, easy come, easy go, it was nice while it lasted? I wouldn't be if my personal fortune was at risk. I'd be straight on the phone to Theresa May or Rupert Murdoch demanding he gets it sorted immediately. Because here's a man, a politician, that doesn't lie and can't lie. He could have said whatever he would to get him votes anytime he wanted, but he hasn't. He lives in a normal house, like us, and he uses the bus, like us. He's fought for justice and peace for nearly 40 years. He has no career ambitions. And his seat is untouchable. That's one of the greatest testimonies. No one comes close to removing him from his constituency, election after election. His manifesto is fully costed. It all adds up. Yes, there's some borrowing, but that's just to renationalise the railways. You know we already subsidise them, and they make profit, yeah. One more time, we subsidise the railway companies, and they walk away with profit. They try and grasp the level of piss-taking going on here. And like the Tory manifesto, with a £9 billion hole, their figures don't even add up. And it benefits all of us, young, old, working, disabled, everyone. The only people it hurts are the establishment, the rich, the bankers, the top 5% highest earners. So go screw them. It's long overdue.